Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Holy Cross Women's Basketball Show. I'm Kevin Shea, joined alongside by the head coach of the Lady Crusaders, Bill Gibbons, and Coach 2-2 since we last spoke. One of them an overtime loss to Dartmouth here on the Get Fit with Crusaders Day. Overall, how do you feel the team's playing? What are you looking for improvements?
Finished off the non-conference with a tough one, Kev, as you said, against Dartmouth, and a great crowd here. But then we went up to Colgate and got a real good win on the road. A tough place to play, team that had beaten us twice, and thought we were really headed in the right direction, and had a tough one last night to Lafayette here to go 1-1 in the Patriot League. Tip our hat to Lafayette. We were a little undermanned, but that's not an excuse. They played better than we did, and I think we learned from a tough loss last night. So kind of up and down, much like the non-conference was. We started out with a real good win on the road, had a tough one at home. Now we have to hold serve again against Lehigh, who's undefeated Friday, and then we move forward with the schedule going at Loyola and then home for Navy, and it continues. So if we can get healthy, I'm still cautiously optimistic, Kevin.
Now, psychologically, sports psychology is so big nowadays, and has been now at every level. Do you look and do your staff look at things here and say, okay, we need to, this person needs to get more self-confidence, or we need to get more focus out of this person? Or how much does sports psychology play into it for when you're evaluating players, games, whatever the situation?
Yeah, I think that's important, Kevin. On an individual level, probably more one-on-one, but on a team level, we weren't ready last night at the tip-off to compete, and it went down to warm-ups. A couple of our captains had said we didn't have a good warm-up, coach. Well, I said that can't happen. You got to have a good warm-up and be ready to go for that 2.5 hours from the time you step on for warm-ups till the time the game's over. So that's the psychology of it. Whatever it takes to get you dialed in, locked in, focused, and ready, because the game's gone in 2 hours. So I think that's a good point. But individually, it's my job and my staff's job to give them confidence individually. But as a team, we can talk about those bigger intangibles.
Now, in a situation like that where the captains come afterwards and say, it started warm-ups, we didn't have a good warm-up, is that something where, do you put that on yourself and say we have to recognize we didn't have a good warm-up and then blast them before the game to kind of refocus them, energize them? Or is it the captains, listen, you see that you guys are sluggish, then get everyone together and let's get on the same page here and come out with some fire and come out with, hate your opponent for 2 hours.
Hate your opponent. We use that too. I think it's definitely the latter, not the former. I mean, we can't be out there for the whole warm-up. I mean, that's junior high thing or whatever. That's why you're the leaders of the team. It's that's on you to make sure we have a good warm-up. But that's a good point. We said that. We said we gotta go down and hunt down wins. Hunt them down. We gotta hate the opponent for that 2 hours and find a way. You can't have any lapses mentally or physically. Good point.
And you take it personally. All right, we're gonna take a timeout and be back with plenty more of the Holy Cross Women's Basketball Show right after this.
Bay State Savings Bank brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's a catchy word for earning cash that just might make you want to dance. Get paid for doing simple things you do anyway. That's free Kasasa checking.
Ask for Kasasa by name at Bay State Savings Bank, proud sponsor of the Friday Night Football Frenzy.
Wachusett Wine and Spirits, where you'll shop in comfort one of the area's largest selection of over 1,500 domestic, international, and craft beers. A wide selection of fine domestic and international wines for any occasion, as well as unique premium liquors and handcrafted spirits. Wachusett staff is committed to exceptional customer service and finding specialty items for their customers. Visit WachusettLiquors.com for monthly specials and gift certificates. Route 12 West Boylston, across from the Manor.
Percy's is a proud sponsor of the Holy Cross Women's Basketball Show. At Percy's, we've got it all. Appliances, electronics, televisions, and more. Percy's, 19 Glennie Street in Worcester, right off of Gold Star Boulevard. Visit us online at percys.com.
Established in 1939, Standard Auto is a name that you can trust. With over 40 acres of early and late model parts, Standard Auto has what you need. Bring us your worn out or used cars. Call us last for the best prices. Standard Auto, 257 Granite Street in Worcester.
It's Meze Greek Tapas Bar and Grill, Worcester's only authentic Greek tapas, 156 Shrewsbury Street in Worcester.
Portions of the Holy Cross Basketball Show are brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. O'Connor's Restaurant and Bar, 1160 West Boylston Street in Worcester. Welcome to the Compass Tavern. At the Compass, we offer a delicious menu featuring the best American-style and New England dishes made from scratch in our kitchen. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or special celebrations, the Compass Tavern is the place to go.
Welcome back, everyone. We're going to recap the last two games. It's the first two Patriot League games you've played. You mentioned the win against Colgate on the road in Hamilton, New York. It's a long bus trip, always a tough game to play.
Right.
You're right, and it is. It's no one in the seats. So
snowing
it's
for the 37th straight year that I went there. It at least dusted, and my streak is alive of 4 with the men and 33 with the women of it always snowing. So you're right, Kev. It was a good win, though. Lauren didn't have a particularly good shooting night, nor did Minnie and Infinity. And Trisha Byrne steps up and gets 19. Katie Doherty gets 14. And our press really won the game in the third quarter. We had just put it in our red pressure, and Janae got a couple steals, and we went from 1 down to 9 up, a 10-0 run, and kind of kept that cushion the rest of the way and got a good win by 7 on the road. So that was a good one to get out of the way early. You don't want to go up there in late January or February. So, and we were really focused. Unfortunately, we didn't have Trisha, and we really didn't have that third scorer. Last night against Lafayette, we had Infinity and Lauren that both put up good numbers, but we didn't have that third scorer. And Smitty did a great job at the point. You'll meet her later in the show, but she had to play 37 minutes because we did not have Trisha in. So hopefully when we get healthy, our rotation will be better, and we'll be able to sustain it and get on a streak of wins here.
And do you, at this point in the season, do you change maybe philosophically how you look at your team and what you're going to do? And by that I mean, like, okay, you guys have been scoring a ton. You're scoring in the 70s. And so do you look and say, okay, if that's not, if we're 1-1 here or 2, whatever, how it shakes out, should we change and be a defensive team and win games? You know, like when Ralph Willard was here, we look at, they always wanted to keep the game in the 40s or the 50s and say, okay, you know what? We're going to change things around here. We're going to win ugly. We're going to keep games in the 50s.
Yeah, no, I think we've got to score on offense. That was our problem last year, that we played pretty good defense, but we didn't have enough weapons to score. So I think our identity, and I've been talking a lot about this with the staff, our identity is that we're going to change defenses, we're going to keep you off balance, and then we're going to be aggressive and try to two-tempo basketball, try to score in the break. If not, we're going to back it out and run offense and make you defend us and get a good shot. So I think you have to have an identity as a team, and I think that's our identity. We're going to switch defenses, we're going to keep you off balance, we're going to play a couple different lineups, a bigger lineup or a smaller lineup when we can press, and we're going to score the basketball.
Do you, and you and I have talked about this, where you guys were part of the program. The Navy SEALs came in here in the preseason. Do you revisit that and even revisit some of the lessons, in putting some of that ownership on the players, saying, like, listen, this is what you learned. It's on your back to have the back of the person next to you, and if everyone's not, that fist. Out here, our coach used to say, 5 fingers, you're not going to do any damage. You come together as a fist, now you can do some damage, to get into that.
And to answer your question, yes, we talk about doing one more. We talk about they had to end when they were out in the field and even in the pool at 5 in the morning with one perfect flutter kick or one perfect jumping jack, So we end practice still on them. You got to do, on one of the captains, you got to do one perfect jumping jack. And if you don't, you run. And it's just that mental toughness late. So we have revisited the Navy SEALs, and I like that analogy of this does nothing, but you got to come together. And I think the way we compete at practice every day, that was another thing we talked about in our staff meeting. And we're going to make every practice competitive, because every game in the Patriot League is going to come down to what these last 2 games have. And Colgate, we pulled it out. Unfortunately, Lafayette, we didn't, but I'm sure as God made little green apples, the Lehigh game and the Loyola game, et cetera, he's going to come down. So we've got to keep pounding that in.
It's like the old Big East, that every game's going to be close, every game's going to be physical. And then how much, too, do you have to almost preach patience with your staff and with the players, too, to stay the course and not to change anything or not to try to change your role individually?
Yeah, I think trust and discipline are 2 big words. You got to trust what we're doing as a team and be disciplined to stay in it. And those are two big words. It might sound cliche, but it's important, especially when you get into league play if you want to win games.
Yeah, it certainly is. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll introduce you to two sophomores on this Holy Cross women's basketball team. Stay with us, everyone.
Percy's is a proud sponsor of the Holy Cross Women's Basketball Show. At Percy's, we've got it all. Appliances, electronics, televisions, and more. Percy's, 19 Glennie Street in Worcester, right off of Gold Star Boulevard. Visit us online at percys.com.
The Bagel Inn, 785 Main Street, Route 122A in Holden. Open daily at 5:30 a.m.
The Fix Burger Bar. Handmade burgers, elixirs, and shakes for whatever ails you. Chick-fil-A in Worcester proudly supports the Holy Cross women's basketball team. Come on down to our brand new location at 80 Gold Star Boulevard in Worcester. Mark Bernier is your Worcester area Edward Jones financial advisor. Whether you're planning for retirement, college, or protecting your financial future, give Mark a call at 508-755-1213.
Bay State Savings Bank brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's a catchy word for earning cash that just might make you want to dance. Get paid for doing simple things you do anyway. That's free Kasasa checking.
Ask for Kasasa by name at Bay State Savings Bank, proud sponsor of the Friday Night Football Frenzy.
Sullivan Group is an insurance and risk management services firm based in Worcester for over 60 years.
With the tremendous growth of life sciences both globally and locally, we've dedicated our resources to build a strong, knowledgeable, and responsive team to meet the insurance and risk management needs of this dynamic industry.
Our personal lines team will make sure your home, your car, your personal belongings, and most importantly, your family are protected.
The Sullivan Group has the resources, the carriers, and the coverage to protect you and your business.
Welcome to my favorite places on campus. This week we look at Kimball Dining Hall, one of my favorite places because the food is good, but mostly because the atmosphere, it lends itself to the family atmosphere that we preach as coaches. The long banquet tables when you get in there. You Harry Potter fans, it'll remind you of Hogwarts, and but the architecture is beautiful, family atmosphere is awesome, and the food is delicious. One of my favorite places on campus. Welcome to Kimball Dining Hall.
Welcome back, everyone. Joining me now is sophomore Madalyn Smith. And Madalyn, first we'll talk about your athletic family and athletic genes. You have two older sisters that played. One played basketball at Amherst College. One played field hockey at UConn. Won 2 national titles at UConn. What was it like growing up and competing with your sisters?
You know, not only my sisters, you know, made it a competitive atmosphere, but also my parents. They were always all in for, you know, us in sports and us in anything, honestly, being competitive and pushing ourselves to the best that we could possibly be.
And how much do you think you grew as a competitor? Because the youngest one is usually the most fearless and, you know, and the most aggressive, just because you're used to playing with kids all your life that are 2 years, 4 years, 5 years older than you.
Yeah, I mean, always. If you're the youngest, you're playing up, especially if I had 2 older sisters, so, you know, I was always playing up with them. So I always had to be the strongest that I could possibly be to be able to play up with them. And, you know, the older sisters want to pick on you, so you have to find some ways to, you know, get back at her. So.
Right. They're not going to just pick you up when they knock you down. They're going to leave you down. You have to pick yourself up. If you're tough enough to play with us, fine. If not, then go home to see mom and dad. You're being a sophomore. What's the biggest, or how different is it versus your freshman year?
Coach Mack always says that freshman year doesn't count, and that's because you're still acclimating to school and basketball. You know, in college you run a completely different system. In high school, it's, you know, you run the same plays four times, 4 years. So I guess it's just acclimating to all the different players. You're all at the same level now. You know, you were the best person in high school on your team. So now you're playing with all stars. And I think it's just acclimating to, now you're not the best. You're going to have to keep fighting a lot harder.
Right, and you guys have played 2 Patriot League games. How different are league games versus non-league games?
We say it every single day. Anybody can win on any given night, especially in a league game. We're all at the same level. We're all, doing the same thing school-wise. We're all in the same position. So it's whoever wants it more that night.
And you got to stay up here this summer. I think you take 1 class, but you get to lift and you get to live with your teammates. What kind of an advantage was that? How much fun was it?
It was a lot of fun. We all live in the same area, all the athletes, not even just the women's basketball, men's basketball, football. We're all in the same place. We're all getting better together, and, we're taking a class, getting it out of the way. I think it definitely helped our team with bonding, and I think our coaches trusted us a lot more just because we were up here and we were working out with them.
And what was it like you guys did the program with the Navy SEALs or ex-Navy SEALs preseason? How difficult was that, and how beneficial was that?
It was actually a really cool experience. You're up at 5 a.m. and you're in a pool, feeling like you're going to drown. But I mean, they said it from the beginning, it wasn't going to be a physical test. It was most definitely a mental test of, our mental toughness and see how far we could get in the program.
That's great. Madalyn, thanks for joining us, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
That's sophomore Madalyn Smith. We're back with more right after this.
Sullivan Group is an insurance and risk management services firm based in Worcester for over 60 years.
Our company values are family values.
Committed to our clients and finding them the best solutions.
Committed to being independent.
Committed to our community. We live here, we work here, we volunteer here.
The Sullivan Insurance Group.
Committed to excellence.
Bay State Savings Bank brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's a catchy word for earning cash that just might make you want to dance. Get paid for doing simple things you do anyway. That's free Kasasa checking.
Ask for Kasasa by name at Bay State Savings Bank, proud sponsor of the Friday Night Football Frenzy.
Before or after the Crusaders hit the court, come on down to Bentley Pub in Auburn, Route 12 near the junction of the Mass Pike. Visit us online at bentleypub.com.
Providing our customers with the highest level of quality, service, and value. Poochie's Fine Jewelry, 205 West Boylston Street in West Boylston.
New Tech Design is a proud supporter of Holy Cross women's basketball. Custom printing, embroidery, promotional items, and more. Visit us online at newtechdesignGroup.com.
City Trophy, conveniently located at 32 Auburn Street in Auburn.
Hi, I'm Rocco DeVerti, owner of Enchanted Fireside, Worcester, Massachusetts. Enchanted Fireside is a hearth product store. We sell gas burning, wood burning, and pellet burning stoves, fireplaces, and inserts. We help you with designs, we do the full installations, and we do service should you need it down the road. Our management, sales, and service staff are certified by the National Fireplace Institute in wood burning products, gas, and pellet burning products. Come and visit us at Enchanted Fireside, 728 West Boylston Street in Worcester.
Cowbella Restaurant, Pizza and Catering Service, located at 402 Grove Street in Worcester. The best caterer for 4 years running.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm joined by sophomore Nicole Morris. And Nicole, first we'll begin with your family too. And you have a twin sister that you played high school basketball with and AAU basketball with. How much fun was it growing up? And obviously it's a twin, but having the same interests too, because not all twins have the same interests.
It was a lot of fun. We went everywhere together, but we also competed a lot against, even in the littlest things, getting somewhere first, who drove the car first. We competed in everything, so I grew up in a competitive environment, but also it was really fun having her everywhere I went.
And she goes to school in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So what was it like last year, the first time that you guys were apart?
Yeah, it was very difficult. We did FaceTime a lot, even twice, 3 times a day, because it was just so different not having somebody. But I did make a lot of friends that I'm with every single second. Basketball friends, school friends, so I'm not alone.
And what's it like this year? Is it still a lot of FaceTiming with her or more texting this year?
We did ease up on the FaceTime. It's now once a day, but yeah, I do still talk to her a lot, text her a lot.
Which is
I do
great.
miss her.
Does she give you advice? Does she give you like a basketball advice and stuff too?
Yeah, after a tough practice, I'll call her. She'll just remind me that I am a competitive person. I grew up with her playing, and she'll remind me that I'm good at basketball. I'm good at what I do.
That's
so
good, yeah.
I just get more confidence
Like
from
emotional
her.
support.
Yes, very supportive sister.
Which is fantastic. And we talked to Madalyn about the jump between your freshman year and your sophomore year. What's it been like for you?
Very different. I have a lot more confidence this year. I'm more comfortable playing the game. I know the system, what the coaches want, how to play with my teammates, the way they play all the time. So I'm way more comfortable, way more confident. It's very good. Very different than freshman year.
Yeah, that's great. And how about the new facilities here? Because now you have, you know, the new court, the new weight room. How much different is that for you guys? How much different of a feel is it, and how helpful is it that, you know, the weight room is now huge, and you know, you can go in there with a couple other teams in there and not, you know, maybe I'm sure scheduling wise it might be easier.
It's great. It makes you want to come up here more, want to get better even more. It's perfect for us. We use it a lot.
And what's the camaraderie like at the school between the different sports teams in terms of supporting each other?
We do support each other a lot. We come to each other's games. I go to a lot of football games, hockey games. They come to our games. So it is a supportive athletic system here.
What's your favorite sport outside of women's basketball here?
I like watching men's basketball the best, but I do also like the hockey games. It's very fast-paced, which I like to
You're
watch.
right. It's a great environment. Now,
Yeah.
did you have hockey at your school growing up?
Yes,
in
I did.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, well, it's good. It is a great sport. And then lastly, 30 seconds, Patriot League play versus non-Patriot League play. How big of a difference is there?
I think it's just different where Patriot League play is just way more competitive. I have a desire to win more, just like be the best in the league.
Right.
So.
A lot of bragging rights.
Yeah,
there.
bragging rights, exactly.
Nicole, thanks for joining us, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
That's sophomore Nicole Morris. We're back with more right after this.
Hi, I'm Rocco DeVerti, owner of Enchanted Fireside, Worcester, Massachusetts. Enchanted Fireside is a hearth products store. We sell gas burning, wood burning, and pellet burning stoves, fireplaces, and inserts. We help you with designs, we do the full installations, and we do service should you need it down the road. Our management, sales, and service staff are certified by the National Fireplace Institute in wood burning products, gas, and pellet burning products. Come and visit us at Enchanted Fireside, 728 West Boylston Street in Worcester.
Visit us at the Commercial Fruit and Garden Outlet. Personalized fruit and gift baskets for the holidays or any occasion. 1050 Southbridge Street on the Worcester-Auburn line. Beautiful to look at, delicious to eat.
After the game, come on down to Flip Flops on Main Street in Holden. Good food, good friends, good times. Flip Flops on Main Street in Holden.
Portions of the Holy Cross Basketball Show are brought to you by The Boynton, 117 Highland Street in Worcester. Visit us online at boyntonrestaurant.com.
It's Meze Greek Tapas Bar and Grill, Worcester's only authentic Greek tapas, 156 Shrewsbury Street in Worcester.
Portions of the Holy Cross Basketball Show are brought to you by the Texas Roadhouse, Lincoln Plaza in Worcester.
Wings Over Worcester, right in the heart of Worcester at 1 Kelly Square. Order online at wingsover.com. The Hilton Garden Inn in Worcester is a proud sponsor of Holy Cross Women's Basketball, conveniently located on Major Taylor Boulevard in Worcester. Portions of the Holy Cross Basketball Show are brought to you by Tavern in the Square, now open in Lakeway Commons on Route 9 in Shrewsbury.
Portions of the Holy Cross Basketball Show are brought to you by Girton Graphics, Southbridge Street in downtown Worcester.
Quinn's Irish Pub on West Boylston Street in Worcester. From appetizers, lunch, dinner, or our weekly specials, our pub selections are a must on your night out.
Portions of the Holy Cross Basketball Show are brought to you by Qdoba Mexican Eats, Lakeway Commons in Shrewsbury.
Welcome back, everyone. 3 games coming up for you, Coach. You have Loyola at Loyola, then Navy at home, then at BU on the road, the Turnpike Trophy.
Right.
What are the keys for those 3 games? And obviously the Loyola trip's a big trip. Is that a bus trip for you guys, or is it a plane
No, that's
trip?
a flight. And Mary Rose Campbell, Schwab from 03, lives down there. Had us over last year. I saw her at a wedding of Jen Coster, our former manager.
That picture, yeah.
A picture on Twitter said Mary Rose is having us down. Father Mike Rogers, that was a classmate and is now our chaplain, graduated in 03 with Mary Rose, is coming on the trip. So it should be a good trip, and we'll have some alums down there. Home game for Janae and Shannon Druck and Miranda, who are about an hour from there. And they're struggling right now without their point guard, but I think she's back. So that's going to be a tough one on the road. Navy is just lost their second game. They're 12-2, playing the best of the league. That's going to be a huge game for us Thursday the 11th. And then the Turnpike Trophy at BU. The key will be to what we talked about, to sticking with our stuff, sticking with our identity, executing down the stretch, and trying to pull out Patriot League games. Every game is going to be the same, and try to execute and have discipline down the stretch of games, poise to pull them out.
And now, getting back to Jen Costa's wedding, 4-year manager for you,
Right.
How rewarding is it, and how much fun is it for you when you get together at a wedding with former managers, former players, and see how everyone's grown and matured, and they're all, now they have families of their own, they're professionals and working, it's what's that like?
Arguably, it's the best part. I mean, you look out on the dance floor, or look out, at the wedding and see the different bridesmaids and Jen getting married, and that you kind of brought them together, that family, if you will. It's very rewarding, I think, for Lisa and I. Unfortunately, Lisa had the bug and couldn't go, so I made a quick stop down to Quincy and got back, and of course everyone missed Lisa, but I was sending her pictures all the time. But just to answer it, very rewarding, just to see those kids and how they've grown and matured. Now they're 36, 37, and have kids of their own, and they're showing me pictures. It was very rewarding, and anyone that can is coming back February 10th for our alumni game, so that'll be a great reunion and an reception upstairs. So arguably one of the most rewarding parts of the job, to see how the girls grow and stay in touch, and that you were a little piece of that.
Yeah, I'm sure. And now these next couple games, as with these past games, the students aren't back yet. So what is that like, too, for you in terms of whether it's the motivation or whatever it's like? It's probably a good news, bad news. I mean, they don't have to worry about class, and especially a trip like Loyola on the road. But here at home, you're not going to get the crowds. They're not going to get their classmates cheering them on.
Right, and the band. Last night it was, it was almost like a scrimmage, because I was yelling and trying to get us going. I think that kind of led to, our sluggishness early. I did talk to Dan Mercurio. He's trying to get a band in for one of these upcoming games before our band's back, just to add to the atmosphere, and hopefully people will come out and support us, because it's a big advantage to have a home court advantage. But if there aren't people here, then it's on the girls to create their own energy and stuff, and we'll keep talking about that.
Yeah, that's great. Well, best of luck in the games coming up, Bill, and thanks for joining us
again. Thanks, Kev. Happy New Year to you and the family, and healthy New Year to all our viewers out there, and everyone that sponsors us. Please be patrons of them. Thank you.
Amen. Amen to that. For Bill Gibbons, I'm Kevin Shea. Happy New Year, everyone. Thanks for watching the Holy Cross Women's Basketball Show. We'll see you again from the Hart Center real soon.